can't deny the milk.
And let's pray. And let's pray. Season 2. We look a little different.
You definitely look a little different, man. Feels the same though.
No, yeah, because you're my guy.
Of course, forever.
Welcome to MiLKSTND Podcast. I am your host, Ace.
I'm Jonathan.
And we are back with season 2. It's been a while.
Definitely has, man. I missed it though. I missed it, man.
I did too. And this is, of course, there's been plenty of reasons why it's been a long time.
Absolutely, but good things though.
Nah, definitely good things. A lot of a few, because nothing's bad, right? A few good bumps in the road.
Right. And we took them bumps, whatever. You could say that. But everything that's been happening and coming around, we've been taking it in stride, man, and really taking advantage of opportunities and taking some leaps of faith, man, which is major.
Of course. I got the biggest one.
Right.
If you know, I guess some of you listeners, watchers may know, but I moved to LA.
Congrats on
It's
that.
been about 6-7 months, and this is the first time I've been back to New York. So I was like, I've been back to New York, John. Let's shoot an episode, bro.
Fact.
Let's
It's a
start
fact.
season 2.
It's been 7 months already.
I
mean,
since January.
Even that's time flies, bro.
Yeah.
Time really flies.
But yeah, man. Like I was like, yo. And you've been telling people been wanting it. Like I'm not gonna. I'm keeping it real. Like I wasn't like. I was like, yeah, we could always start it back up, but I had no real urgency. But it's like we're building something, and not only we building something, just like the flow of like everything that I've been doing, what you've been doing, just like it just makes sense for us to just continue to do it, even if it doesn't have like the same aesthetic every single time.
Yeah, and you know what, man? It was a little weird because it caught like late steam, like it was like late blooming. You know what I'm saying? Because we first was dropping the first couple episodes, and maybe it was also getting better. Maybe people like started to take to our content a little more later in the episodes. Who knows? But I really started getting people talking about it when maybe like third to last episode. I'm like, oh shit, okay, like I really got paying attention. But it takes a while for people to catch on. So
yeah, it's fine. And I won't say I do it for the people because I feel like, I always say like life is of service, right? And me becoming a better version of myself and learning things, I can be able to share and spread the things that I've learned. Right. And obviously, and I'll take on things in life, like what's milk, right? MiLKSTND. Like, right. But yeah, man.
The outlet too, though.
It definitely was the outlet.
The outlet, man, like that was major. So, like I said, I missed it, man. Glad to be back. So
yeah, I'm glad to be back too. I'm glad to be doing this with you again. Right. Yeah, man, just the leaps of faith, though. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. Like, I didn't think I'd be scared because I wasn't scared to move. Is like leading up to the days of leaving, like it was like December was a rough month for me. Like we shot our last episode in December. A lot of things happened in my personal life that was like rough. And then just moving, just like even my dad got emotional with me leaving. Like it kind of threw me off guard too. But at the most part, I was like, yo, I always wanted to live in LA. I always wanted to move to LA. And I told myself at the top of 2020, like no matter what, who, what, when, how, like who I'm with, or if I'm by myself, or if I'm not, like I was going.
Right.
And it just like everything's just been aligning properly ever since I've been there. The first 2-3 months was kind of rough because I was like, I don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. I'm here, but what am I gonna do?
Right.
But I had my goals on what I wanted to do, and I believe that's what helped geared and started off a lot of things. Like a lot of things are still in the beginning stages, but it's like when everything did start, it's like, boom, it's like hit the floor running.
That's usually how it goes.
And like now, like low key, I literally make time for what I want to make time for. I don't want to say want to make time for, like, for the most part, I make time for like my work. I make time for the things that I want to get better at in life. And then the other time I make time for other people, friends, stuff like that. So I'm learning all of that. Like I'm learning also not to work too hard because I worked myself sick, for real, for real. I didn't think that I could do that. Like not me ever. Like I'm healthy, I work out. But I dead serious went to the doctor and I had high blood pressure.
Me too.
You know what that's from? Well, the doctor told me what that's from.
What?
Poor sleep patterns, which is true. I have poor sleep patterns.
Me too.
And not drinking enough water for me. Like my I was dehydrated. They found like protein in my urine and shit. Like,
Wow.
It's like, but because I worked out, that's what kind of was like. They weren't too worried about it, you know. But everything was like getting tested and stuff like that. It was like just you need to rest.
Right.
You need to rest and drink some water. Like that was
Right.
and then my shit really went down.
And how crazy is that? That's the two like remedies. Like rest and drink water. Like how easy is that?
Like and literally my numbers, everything balanced out. Like my glucose levels was good, pH balance was good. Everything was good.
You wanna know what's scary?
What?
So it's on 2 occasions, right? So the first time I was going to get a checkup, she was like, "Oh, you have really high blood pressure." I'm like, "What?" Never heard that in my life, right? So I started doing little things to change it, but I didn't think that it was such a big deal, right? So you remember I got into the accident, right? So what is this? This is June. This had to be like early May. I went to get a procedure done on my neck. Yo, they wouldn't even do the procedure. That's how high my blood pressure was.
Yeah,
They had to give me drugs. They had to put an IV in me and bring the numbers down. Finally did it or whatever. And that's when I was like, oh nah, like let me like got back to working out, drinking, you know what I'm saying? Like just went back to the lifestyle that we're accustomed to, bro. Because sometimes just life in general takes you away from what you're accustomed to. And I think our bodies are so used to being machines and working out, and when it's not, it just throws things off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because literally if I take off a day or two, my body's like, yo, what are you doing, bro?
Right.
Go back to the gym, do a push-up, do a sit-up.
Do something.
Yeah, so like it's really become, especially living in LA, like it's like a lifestyle for me to work out. Like I feel
You in a perfect place for it.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Just like I said at the top of, like when we first started the podcast, everything I said I wanted to do, like become a better designer, like I'm in it.
Right.
I'm in it.
Right.
So
And that's beautiful. That's a beautiful thing, man. That's a beautiful thing. Remember I lost my job in December. Beautiful thing.
clearly, because you
Right.
globetrotting, you
Right,
you
bro.
everywhere, my boy.
Yeah, man. I just it's the first time in 10 years I've actually been free. Like, you know, I've always traveled and I always found a way to move around with my job. But first time in 10 years I've been free, bro. Like completely free. And yeah, I want to see everything. I said that. I said, yo, the first first 6 months or whatever of the year, I'm just gonna travel, bro. And I did that. And truth be told, it doubled up. It doubled up me seeing everything and just experiencing things, which I want to do. I want to see everything. I want to do everything like as much as possible, of course. But it also like gave me a glimpse of what I want and what I need. Like being on the road, you know what I'm saying? There's people in my life I didn't need. People in my life I wasn't talking to every day. People, you know what I'm saying? Like, because I'm not in your presence. I'm not, you understand what I'm saying? So just taking that little trip, that was like my fake little journey, bro. So it was a lot of things that I got to cancel out. And it's actually a great thing, bro. Actually a really good thing. So I appreciated it.
That's amazing. Like
Yeah.
transition. That's what we're gonna call this.
Absolutely.
Transition. Like the transition, like especially being living in LA, being by myself. Living by myself for like kind of like the first time ever in life for me. Like I've always lived with somebody, my brother, a companion, family.
Right.
Like you know,
Right.
even going away to college, like you got a dorm roommate and all that stuff. Like I got a few bros that come visit me here and there, but for the most part, like I'm there by myself. Especially the first 3 months, just like I had to a lot, thought about a lot.
I was about to say, was it a lot of reflecting?
A lot of reflecting, a lot of what's the word? I think I was telling you the word the other day. When you take responsibility for what you're saying, what you do.
Accountability.
Yeah, a lot of accountability. Seeing a lot of things that I've done wrong in my life, and the hurtful things I did to people, like, and the hurtful things I did to myself. I did a lot of hurtful things to myself.
Self-inflicted.
Yeah. And you know, I told you we never really spoke about it last season or for the first 10 episodes, but I go to therapy. I've been going to therapy since 2013. My mom died in 2011. This year was a 10th year anniversary of her passing. My two siblings, Kareem and Lele, came to visit me in LA, which was amazing.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, they came to LA.
That's fire.
And you know, I got a nice spot, so they came to visit me. You know, I had space for them, so it's awesome. But yeah, so being at the whole therapy, going through that, and just reflecting, being by myself, it always come into one. Like I realized, like I was trying to fulfill a void that couldn't be filled. And the funny thing about it is, I thought I wasn't doing that. But then the brain is so unique, or even not unique, or your comfort or who you are as a person, you start to like bend things and mold things and make yourself believe like, oh, I'm actually getting better, which I was getting better, but there's other aspects that I wasn't getting better in. I was like, and I realized like, oh, I'm hurt. And hurt people hurt people.
Hurt people hurt people.
And me hurting was me putting up walls in situations when I was hurt in the past, or the ultimate hurt of losing a parent. It's like, you got to protect yourself.
Right.
And I was protecting myself against people that loved me. And it's unfortunate. And these are things that I was realizing being by myself. Like, yo, you got to get better. You got to open up. Like, and I thought I was open because I love people. People love me. But it's like, bro, are you really open though? Because as soon as somebody does something to you, you like switch gears. Can you like? It look like you can understand that, like you.
I absolutely can, and it's also human nature too in there. That's like you. Do you feel that's a little self-preservation as well?
Yeah, I do.
I think it's definitely some self-preservation in there. That's heavy shit though.
No, yeah. And I did all that by myself. And obviously having a therapist and bouncing that off.
Right. But you know what's so crazy though, bro?
Some people don't have that luxury.
Some people don't have that luxury, but yo, when you're ready to, yourself, that's your biggest healer, bro. Like you could talk to 9,000 people, but if you can't formulate that in your mind, what's really going on and what's really like bothering you, how could you even articulate it?
Yeah, I didn't know how to until like now not articulate. And even in my healing and in my growth, right? I got a homeboy out in LA. Like we spend a lot of time when we speak to each other, like accountability partner kind of thing, right? And he was like, yo, your growth and your healing is for you. Like you don't have to tell the world like, yo, I'm better now.
Right.
Because even though me getting better is like, it's still for me. Like, and I'm in a space where it's like the 4 agreements. I don't know if y'all read the 4 agreements, but I've read it multiple times, and I read it again. I read it twice since I've been out there by myself. And it's like, I got this shit memorized by heart. Where it's like, your word is impeccable. Don't take anything personal. Don't assume stuff. And do your best to do those 3 things. Because we are our biggest judges, bro. Like, we hurt ourselves. Like, we self-inflict on ourselves so much.
Easily.
Because you know how many times we make ourselves pay for something that we did wrong? Like, because your thoughts keep running over and over and over again. So, like, you got to tell yourself, like, all right. Just like, all right, you got kids, right? Your kid would do something, or when they're like 2, 3, 4 years old, they'll do something and forget about it. Like, I fucked up, whatever. And then you keep telling them, yo, stop doing that. Like, you're reminding them. They're not reminding themselves. But the only time they start to know or being reminded what they did was wrong when you yell at them or beat them or hit them. Now they remember like, oh, that's wrong. I can't do that.
Right.
And what they said in the book, they said it's like domesticating humans. We get domesticated.
Wow. Jesus.
Because think about it, you domesticate it. Like you know what to do, what not to do. Because if you do that, this is gonna happen to you.
Right.
A 1 and 2 year old don't know that yet. They are free human beings. And this is all the stuff that I'm like kind of like getting back to and understanding and like really just being by myself, bro. I've been in and out of relationships for the last past 10 years. And now just being me and just living and just being the true me and being honest with myself and others, it's like the best thing I could have done.
And that's important. But I'm glad that you even took that leap. But I'm glad that you got out there and started to really relearn yourself.
Yeah.
I commend you, yo. A lot of people not taking that leap, bro. Period. Like people are so comfortable and with their surroundings, and that's major. Like I'm proud of you for that, for real, because a lot of people are not doing that shit. It's a very, very big thing, yo. And I'm not, even if you ever came back, you know what I'm saying? Like you did it. you were a doer, bro. Like you did it. You didn't fucking talk about it. You just did it. And that's fire.
And the funny thing about that is, I didn't tell a lot of people that I moved at first. And over the years, I was saying it, but like 2020, I was like, yo, at the end of 2020, I'm moving to LA. I told people that, and like I only said like once or twice. And then when they like called me, they be like, yo, where you at? I'm like, yo, I'm in LA. They're like, oh, you really did it? I'm like, yeah. Because I understand, like some people do say they're gonna do things and don't do it.
Yeah, just do
but
it.
I guess that's somebody told me this is out of somebody else's mouth. They're like, dude, that's your superpower. Like you're the type of person that say you're gonna do something, you do it. Like something so simple, like people make fun of me all the time. Like you're the only person that says, yeah, I'm about to leave, and you really leave. Like when we out at a party or something like
That's
that.
a fact, though.
I was like, yo, I'm out. And then like
Because nobody really ever leaves, bro. Like,
because everybody be lingering. Like, no.
Yeah.
When I say I'm out, after that, I say I'm out, I give daps, I'm walking out.
Right. Yo, you know this little time, right? We kind of had this conversation. We touched on it. Yo, this time, bro, I'm gonna sidetrack a little bit because I definitely want to speak about this because this is something that our parents, especially our mothers, always told us. Like, yo, you got friends and you got associates, right?
But this is part of growth, so it's not really sidetracking. Like
Right.
your transformation, your understanding.
Right.
So, okay.
And when you're young, you don't really, man, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
No, they're my
Like,
friend, man. What are you talking about?
exactly, man. But as you get older, you start to learn yourself. You start to learn your do's and your don'ts and your wills and your won'ts. You know what I'm saying? And learn how to say no and say it. Like, that's one of the truest statements ever, bro. And these are people that you think like your brothers, you call them, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're really like, and you realize like your people use you for what they could use you for. Mm-hmm. And now, yo, that's crazy because sometimes it's not super detrimental to the situation. You know what I'm saying? But what you start to realize as you get older is a lot of people are not going to do for you as you would do for them. And that bothered me a lot.
It shouldn't, but continue.
It bothered me a lot. You understand what I'm saying? So it's a couple situations happen, man, especially these last few months, yo. Like even Brazil had a situation with somebody I thought was my really close friend. And went left, and you just realize like shit is just not what it is. You know what I'm saying? And it bothered me a couple of days after that. And it's like, yeah, you know what, bro? I get it. Like you said, I didn't take it personal. That's on you. You got shit going on. You understand what I'm saying? You know what you did is foul, and pride is the death of a lot of people. You feel me? So, like I said, these last few months, I'm just realizing there's friends and there's associates. There's also friends and associates for certain things. Like, you can't do everything with everybody. That's fine. So I was taking it. It was an emotional thing for me at first. Yeah, man. So I just put it in the same frame as business, yo. Like there's just I started to compartmentalize things, yo. And I'm here. But it was a tough pill to swallow. But when you really get to it, it's like, okay, I understand now. I get it. So
Yeah, it's important to realize also too, right? A lot of that came from assumption too. You assumed that this person was X, Y, and Z to you, or you didn't believe the actions that were thrown towards you in prior times. Because the answers were always there, but you just were blind to it. It's a lot of things. Like I've been blind to a lot of things. I've been blind to myself, my actions, and I've been blind to other people's actions because a lot of times I be wanting certain things,
right.
and those certain things don't be the best for me. Like the universe be like really telling you. Like if you really communicate with the universe, it really will tell you what's for you, what's not for you. And if you continue to go against the grain, it will bite you in your ass. like something very small and simple, right? I got this little quick story. So I'm not even gonna say the name, but there's a particular store, right, that has these pants that I like. And every time I go to this store, it's a freaking line. Like ego one, I don't want to stand on no line. And two is like, all right, the store does have cool stuff, but it's like there's no need for it to have a line, bro.
Right.
So every time I go there's a line or like something always happens. So the last time I went to the store, excuse the noise, y'all. I don't know what that is. We recording in Brooklyn. I don't know what that is. But last time I went to the store, somebody hit my car. And I was like, if that's not the universe saying stay the fuck out of this store, you don't need nothing from this damn store, then I don't know what else is telling me that. So I literally did not buy from that store. And you know what I did? I went to a black-owned business and bought two pair of pants, like with literally the similar pants that I was trying to get from this other store. And the funny thing is, like 2-3 weeks later, the black-owned company dropped these two pants, and I just got them. Like, and they actually went for the same price as that one pants. I got two pairs for the price of that one pants, and it's the same quality. And if you want to call it hype, it's like they have equivalent hype or equivalent, like, but I didn't get it for the hype. I gave it for the wearability. I gave it for like the new aesthetic that I'm looking for. And that the first store that I wanted to go to had the aesthetic that I was looking to carry.
Right.
But so bringing it back full circle, like the universe tell you to chill on something, or like something is not going how you want it to go. Like, yo, listen to that shit. And I know it's just clothing that I'm talking about, but like that shit is always in other factors as well too.
Right.
Like think about it. Think about how many times you try to meet up with a joint, right? Every time you meet up with a joint, like it's either bad sex or like something weird happens. Like that's the universe telling you, like, yo, bro, leave this person alone. And we don't listen until something really bad happens. You be like, oh, I get it now. I get it.
We've been here before.
Yeah, I get it now. So like, and here's one important thing I really be trying to tell people. I'm like, yo, there's a lot of things that we do. There's no different. It's just different scenarios. But my favorite thing I heard this year so far was the interview with Pharrell. Matter of fact, it wasn't this year. It was like towards the end of last year. I think.
With Nori?
On Drink Champs. When he was like, sometimes we be too zoomed in. I think I said this in one of the last episodes. But like, yo, really? Like sometimes when I be like frustrated with certain things now, especially now, I be like pulling myself back. Like, I'm like, oh, that's the same as that. Like there's a lot of similarities and a lot of things that we go through in life.
That's heavy though. That's heavy. Like you said, zoomed in, and it's just hard to take yourself out of situations sometimes though.
No, yeah, because we get too emotional.
Yeah.
And
you know what's so crazy? I think I have detachment issues. Yo.
You know why, right? Because your mama's boy. Because I have the same
Right.
thing. So you gotta learn how to detach yourself.
Right.
Bro.
I have detachment issues. And what's crazy is I don't detach from people thinking I'm gonna hurt them and end up hurting them more because I didn't detach when I was supposed to.
You know why, too? That also has to do with dishonesty with yourself and even with them from the get go. Like, yeah, we be like, oh, we're honest, right? But our honesty is what? The asshole shit, right? But the real honesty is like I like you, you're cool. However, I don't want to go. I don't want to do anything else with you. I just want to do this. I'm gonna do that. Whatever the case may be is. Like that's the like it just. And then when you're trying to detach, they're like, well, why are you detaching from me? Because in reality, you really didn't like that person like that. And you have to be honest with them from the jump. I mean, that's one thing I failed to do plenty of times in my life.
Yeah, me too. Me as well. But like, it's because we have a certain character and a certain heart.
And then we turn around and be like, why does every girl want to be our girlfriend?
Right.
Like, bro, because you're not honest, bro. We're
Right.
not honest. We're not honest.
Hmm.
Like, and I'm dead serious when I say like I've messed up plenty of times doing that, not being honest. Like I'm not beating myself up about it, but I'm finally could step up and be like, yo, I messed up. I messed up plenty of times in my life, and I am gonna do better with myself and with others to no longer mess up.
For you to wear that is that's big in itself. But what's the next step?
Move with intention.
Mm.
Move with intention.
Okay. So now let me ask you. So let's say you start kicking it with somebody, you're very honest with them,
Mm-hmm.
right? They still end up hurt. Do you feel bad about it?
Can't take it. You're a human being, so you're gonna feel away. But at the same time, you gotta choose you, and especially, and if you knew you was being honest, like really honest from the get go, and honesty is not only in your words, honesty is also in your actions.
Absolutely.
So even if you felt like even if you felt like from your perspective, right? If you from your vantage point, if you feel like you were being 100% honest.
Niggas don't even understand that word, but okay.
All jokes aside, like if you really feel like you were being honest, and after that person, feels hurt after your decision, it's nothing else you can do, because that person hasn't learned that it's like what you're doing is for you and not about them.
Right. So now, here's a deeper question. Because you say words and actions.
Yeah, because we'll say one thing and do another thing.
Right. So now let me tell you, words and actions. So it's another scenario. So you doing, like I said, you were completely honest. You don't want anything. We vibe together. You're mad cool. We probably have really good sex. But I'm telling you, I don't want to be with nobody right now. I'm just not in that space. But y'all doing everything. Like, you're going on dates. You might fucking, just saying in general, you go on trips, like, and they come back around. They spin the block on you, like, yo, look, like, we doing all this. Like, I really like you. Like, what are we doing now? Now.
I am not ready.
Okay. But you understand what I'm saying to you, though? Mm-hmm. Because your actions are not showing that.
So here's the thing. You want the milk, but you don't want the cat.
Right? Yo, but you know what I'm saying? Like yo, real shit though.
Be honest. You gotta be honest. Like, yo, like, yeah, we are doing all these things because these are things that I want to do, but cold-heartedly, like I think cold-heartedly is wrong. But anyway, but you'll get what I'm saying. Yeah, I've been there. I've been there with certain people. It's like, yo, I like you. I appreciate you. I want to do these things with you. However, it's not but it's a however. However,
don't dress it up. You dressed it up just now again.
I do not want to commit, because that's what relationships are, right? It's like unwritten contract, like you committing, especially if you're not married. But if you're in a relationship, it's a contract, a commitment. Like, I'm not gonna do X, Y, and Z. I don't, and to be honest, that's another thing we look at wrong too. Like, when we're in relationships, we feel like, oh, we're in relationships, we locked down, we can't be free. You can still. Well, this is a concept of mine. And me and A talk about this all the time, right? Where if you're in a relationship, you should still be a free human being. You should still be an individual. a lot of times we get in relationships, we're not individuals. So that's probably one of the things you probably are scared of when we think of relationship, or we think of like, all right, I want to do these things with you, but I don't want to be in a committed relationship with you, because committed relationship may be attached to your brain as like, I'm no longer free.
Right.
But in all reality, you can be free if you communicate properly.
Which
And if they
is
and
tough.
if they don't, with yourself and with that other person, and if they don't agree with it, that person's not for you.
Okay, I respect that.
And then there's also that word, the ugly word called compromise, that I do not like.
Nobody wants to touch.
It's not compromise. It's more like balance. But people use people, and for the most part, men and women. But in my experience, a lot of women use that word compromise as a weapon. They saying, "Oh, you don't compromise," because they feel like compromise is do what they say. Right? There are some people who use the word correctly.
Okay.
However, I'm gonna repeat it again. In my experience, and not every woman that I experienced, but a majority of women that I've dealt with, compromise has been used as a weapon. Like, do what I say. Like, that's the compromise. Compromise is like, oh, we're not gonna always do what you want to do. Like, yeah, cool. But there's a balance. The balance is this, in my eyes, in my brain. I do what I want to do, and then you do what you want to do. We find time when I make the decision, like, you know what? She wants to do what she wants to do. I'm going to be there to support her. And then vice versa. You be there to support me when I do want to do it. That's the balance. And that's quote unquote compromise. Because when you're in a relationship with somebody, right? When you love them, like them, whatever, right? You want to see them happy. So you want them to be able
Personally.
Yeah. So you want to see them happy and do the things that they like.
Right.
Now, if what they like is like harmful, you're talking like, yo, bro, you can't do that. Like, you can't like that. Like, it's gonna get us killed and shot, or like it's gonna get us hung over into a ditch. Like, we're not doing that. Like, but if it's not harmful, like you should be open to consider. And that's one thing I did feel that too. Like, if it wasn't harmful, and sometimes I wasn't open to consider, because I was just like, sometimes I could be like a dick. Like no, this shit is dumb. I'm not doing it. And it's like, because I experienced it already. Or like I feel like I experienced life at a certain level, and the other person didn't, and it's like, no, trust me, you're not gonna like it, stupid. But that's not right. You gotta let them experience.
Absolutely.
So, again, back to your question, or not even question, what you were explaining. Doing everything with somebody, but not committing, but just telling them like, yo, I don't want to be anything else, but
Right.
have fun, have time with you, good times with you.
Yeah, I just because I feel like, especially at this age, bro, I've never had an issue doing anything alone. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't really care to. I could do things alone and be okay, right? But it's also cool to have somebody on your side, right?
Nah, it is.
So,
but you know, part of that is being selfish too. You know that?
I can't. Why though? Why? Why is that?
But selfish doesn't have to be a negative thing though. Also, so you gotta keep that in mind as well. Doesn't have to be a negative thing. Like selfish could be like, yo, you selfishly want to enjoy company from somebody else, and not want to give them what they want as a relationship.
Right. So here's my thing. So here's why it's not selfish for me. Because
But you're choosing yourself.
okay, so you're painting it in a positive light when you say it that way, which is cool.
Because it can be.
You're really putting a tuxedo on it, like you're dressing that motherfucker up.
That's why.
Huh?
I'm optimistic, brother.
And that's okay. Very glass half full guy, and I love it. But here's the thing. So it's a wash off for me.
Okay.
Yo, like I said, we're still, because we're gonna call it a service. Like we're still doing a service for each other.
Not yet.
You're still coming with me these places. You're still experiencing things with me. You know what I'm saying? Like you're still we still have a friendship. We're still like we're bouncing off each other. Just because I can't give you that one thing that you want right now is that completely in a negative light? Is that completely fully selfish? I'm very much in the moment, right? And in the moment, you're happy.
And here's another honest thing to say. Then leave. Her.
That's very heavy, by the way.
Nah, make your
Just-
ass
but
pay.
just to
I
say
love you.
like
You my
that-
brother, but something. She said she needs. If she feels that way, she needs to leave your ass. She needs to move forward.
That's heavy. Because I don't, to just come out and say it like that.
Because here's the thing too, abuse, right?
Right.
She's allowing herself to be abused. I hope nobody's getting shot.
No, I do a lot of shit. It was paused and then shot again. Like, but who knows? Like you said, we are in
Nah,
Brooklyn.
yeah, but that person's abusing themselves. Because if you want something and you're doing all these things to get it, and you're not receiving it, like people only allow themselves to get abused as much as they abuse themselves. Because no one's not gonna abuse you more than you abuse yourself.
Right.
The more you abuse it, if someone abuses you more than you abuse yourself, you'll easily leave.
Right. I'm agreeing with you. So I a little while ago I was dealing with somebody and bro, no bullshit. Like I don't even know what it was. I was going through some things with myself. I'm gonna keep it to I was a dick. I was a fucking complete dick. And yo, she just kept letting me back in, bro. And I'm like, yo, stop letting me back in.
That's
like,
abuse.
like that. Please stop fucking letting me back in.
I'm very aware of abuse on so many.
Jesus Christ, stop letting me back in, yo. And she would not. She would find me all kind of shit. I'm like, oh my God. Like, and
At some point in time too, you gotta stop too, brother.
yeah, no. I'm not putting the blame on her. I'm also saying, like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like this person. I like them. I also knew I wasn't ready. That was selfish. I also knew I wasn't ready to give her what she wanted, and I wasn't really saying that. You know what I'm saying? I was enjoying the moment like she was enjoying the moment. We were doing it differently, but she just kept letting me back in. And I wanted her, and I think I would have even respected her more if she stopped fucking letting me back in. I'm being honest. I'm like, damn, you know what? She just took a fuck. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's hard to explain, man. But that's selfish negatively. You're like, you put the selfish thing in a positive light, which it could be too, but that's hard when it's really dealing
Because
with
selfish
two
in a
people in that
positive
light.
light is loving yourself first.
Of course.
Because there's no way you can't love nobody if you don't love yourself. If you don't know how to treat yourself in a positive way, you can't love nobody else. Because how you gonna give that energy out?
Right. That makes sense.
Even with me, with all of this quote unquote new enlightenment or just becoming a better version of myself, I still got ways to go. So I am not.
We all do.
I am not holding it down.
Yeah.
It's just that I'm just recognizing a lot of things in myself, recognizing the things that I've done, and I'm able to. Cause you my bros who like, if you could take what I'm saying to you, that's how I know like you really fuck with me. Like, a lot of people that I speak of this to, and I don't speak down to them. They ask me questions like you asking me questions or we having a conversation. I usually get good feedback, but their feedback, I don't take it personally, right? that's another thing I try to follow every day. But for the most part, we just gotta strive to really focus on having the intent on becoming better and telling people what is that you want to do with yourself, with the people around you, and with the universe.
Right. I agree.
It's like, for real, because that shit's very powerful. Like my favorite Pusha T line. Everything I dream, motherfuckers, I'm watching it take shape. But to you, I'm just a young rich nigga that lacks faith. Like everything I dream takes shape. Everything I say and do takes shape. Your word is impeccable. Like that's why you gotta be careful what you say, careful what you do to people, say to people. Like it's very important. And you have to learn how to forgive yourself, forgive others.
Right. Agreed.
Like, I ain't mean to come on the first episode back talking also heavy.
No. It's true though.
This is part of what we do, you know.
Yeah, it's very true.
Like, and another thing is like, just to change it up a little bit, it's like, when you milk, you milk. Like I was down, but I'm always gonna be milked. Like in other words, I'm always gonna be good. God got me. God has always kept me in His favor. That's another prayer that AJ, like my bro AJ, always told me like, yo, man, the least you can do is ask God to keep you in His favor. He's done that. No matter how many times I messed up, like even like the wild nights, I had a few wild nights in LA already. Like and Lord like protected me from those situations. I'm like, son, if there's not a God, a universe, a higher power, whatever you guys believe in, I believe in God. Like I don't. God bless you guys. Like if you don't believe in, if you do or you don't, God bless you. Like love is love. Like and another thing, stay milky. Stay milky because when you milk, you milk. If you're good, you're good. Like if you blessed, you blessed, and you believe in it. I'm just saying that just to say it. Like I really just came here to like to speak positivity. I really came here just like say how happy, how much better I'm doing. I'm just grateful, bro. I'm really grateful.
That's amazing, man. I'm so. I told you this before. I'm so proud of just you and your growth. Like, it's really dope to see, man. You pull yourself up, yo. You really like strap up and pull yourself up, like.
Yeah, even when people say they're gonna do something for you and they don't do it, I still go ahead and do what I gotta do, bro.
And that happens the way it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Everything does
happens for a reason, bro.
Everything happens for a reason, but especially that thing just like lights a fire under you right away. Like, you know what? All right, cool. Don't even worry about it. And it helps that we're mentally tough men. You understand what I'm saying?
And you know what I gotta think for that though? Basketball.
100%.
Yo, basketball and like being raised by like West Indian women. For me, basketball and being raised by West Indian women, cause they're just as tough as like being raised by a father. Because my mom was rough. I ain't gonna hold you. Like people think that I was a mama's boy. I was baby, but also I was also told to be tough, bro. Like I'll never forget something. Like I had a UDC game in the Bronx, playing with Lloyd. I strained my groin. Thought it was a strain. Actually, it was hurting like a mother. And I came home like, Mom, can you take me to the? She was like, the keys is on the counter. Go drive yourself to the ER. Like, like these are stories I don't really tell a lot of people, but like my mom, but it was a mix of her babying me and her also saying, "Yo, bro, like, be tough, like, stop being a bitch." Like,
right.
Or like, I'll come downstairs and not work out. It's like, yo, your stomach looking a little flabby, my boy. Go do some sit-ups. Like little stuff like that, or like, there's food in the cabinet. Go cook. But at the same time, there's always food in the cabinet. There's always food in the fridge. She'll cook me once or twice a week, but for the most part, I had to figure out the rest myself.
But that's the balance, though. Like
I used to take the train. I be over exaggerating this a little bit, but I believe I was in 5th or 6th grade. 5th or 6th grade, so maybe like 10, 11, from Queens all the way to the South Bronx in the 90s, bro. Like, and I asked her before she passed away. Like, I said, "Yo, what made you allow me and Kareem is 2 years younger than me, right? So if I'm 11, Kareem is 9. 2 and taking the E. I'll never forget this shit. E to the R to the 4. And Tiny used to be with me too, and Vernon. She was like, "Yo, I had to let go and let God." She said, "Cause at the end of the day, you don't belong to me. You belong to God." So that's another flaw that I have in life too, right? Where like women try to control me. I'm like, yo, I don't belong to you. Like, or like my mom ain't question me.
Right.
Like, so what makes you question? Like, it's like those are things that I had to learn now to this day. Like, I can't say those things. I have to like just have conversations. Like, this is how I am. This is how I was raised. I'm not saying that you're my mom or this is how my mom was raised, but this is how I see life because this is how I was raised, right? But because of that mental toughness I had, and also mental toughness and being raised by a woman who's like, yo, you can do anything you want to do, be who you want to be. I'm a baby, but not baby you.
Right.
Right? That type of shit. Yeah, like that type of shit. So it's like, but yeah, like you said, our mental toughness, it comes from sports. It comes from being raised by, but your family was kind of tough too, though. Like you had, it was mad at y'all.
100%.
So y'all had to,
like you said, it came from sports, but it was watered by our family, though. You know what I'm saying? Our family was definitely tough. what I'm saying? Like,
And RP your grandpa, yo, that motherfucker.
yeah, that he was nuts, man.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, man.
Yeah,
But
man, how did he handle? I remember one summer, it was literally like 10 y'all at the crib. So like we all be outside, and then like the whole Egger family goes outside, eat dinner, and then come back outside. Like how did your grandmother, your grandfather handle that, bro?
yeah, they actually love that shit, bro.
I'm pretty sure they did. They had to.
Yeah, they actually love that shit, man.
I never. Was your grandfather? Is your grandfather from the South?
Mm-hmm. Both
tell,
from Georgia.
Like, yeah, that's crazy because it's that Southern like.
Yeah, man, they love that shit, man. And you know him, he used to have this mean approach about him, but that was my dog, man. And it's crazy, yo. As he got older, he would have never. We used to have to like try to force him to say he love us and like just like fucking around with him. You know what I'm saying? Because you know back then, even to our pops, they manly men. You know what I'm saying? So imagine the generation before them, like they're super manly man. Like, yo, relax, bro. Like, so we was fucking around with him, like, yo, Pop, tell us you love us. Like, I'll get out of here. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, so as he got older, man, like you could just see him softening up a little bit. You feel me? And I don't know, like he just took like a real liking to me. I always asked my moms about me and shit. Like, it was, I don't know, it was a little crazy, but it was a little weird how things just progress, you know?
Mhm.
But they used to love that shit, bro. They used to love the family in the crib. Like, that's a lot of memories, man. But they love family. You see everybody damn near still at my grandmother's house now with her.
Word?
Yeah,
Well, I haven't
man.
been on the block.
Yeah, bro. Evelyn's still there. Kevin's still there.
I know Evans is still there.
Kevin's still there.
Yo,
Mom Shelly.
this
Like,
is how crazy. Like, I gotta show you this picture that Evelyn sent my brother and sent me. Like my mom and Evelyn. I'm like, yo, these kids like looking all
It's crazy,
slim
man.
and stuff. Like,
it's crazy.
I'm like, yo, that's how far back and how tight knit our family. That's
Right.
it's so crazy, bro.
Right.
Like, it's just life is amazing.
Life is. It is. It is. Some twists and turns, man. But I'm really happy to be here, yo.
Yeah, I'm happy.
I'm
man.
happy to be there, be able to provide, be able to prosper. Just happy, bro. And I'm happy I get to wake up and do this shit every morning. You know what I'm saying? Regardless of what the day is, I'm happy. Like, I'm just happy I could do that, bro.
Yeah, word, man. And I appreciate you guys who came back to listen or came back to watch.
100%.
It's gonna. This season is gonna be a little different. We may be virtual, maybe together, because I'm in LA. John's still in New York, but you know this motherfucker's a globetrotter, so he may be in LA shooting some episodes. I'll be back a few times here and there. But you know, we didn't get to talk on sports, fashion, nothing like that. We just want to catch up with y'all, let y'all know
Right.
what we've been up to.
Right.
But yeah, thank you guys. Oh, thank you guys for buying the collab MiLKSTND
Fire,
Milk
by
House
the way.
hat and the hoodie. I
Fire.
appreciate you guys' support. I was gonna drop something else this month, but my goal from that, especially now that I'm knee deep in this whole clothing shit, I'm gonna drop something once a month. So, and the more you guys support, I'll eventually start dropping 2 things a month. Especially that I'm really learning the business now. Like I'm figuring out how to do all this shit like for real now. So, yeah, man. Just again, thank you guys. We'll touch a little bit more on other things next episode. But this is season 2, MiLKSTND podcast, episode 1, and the saying still remains: there's enough for everybody. And when you milk, you milk. Thank you guys. Peace.